Hi everyone, I'm Minji, your today's storyteller. Today I will tell you one of the stories in my jumbo book of fairy tales. It's called Cinderella. Once upon a time there was a beautiful maiden named Cinderella. She lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Her stepmother was a heartless woman who forced her to do all the household work, and her stepsisters, not being as beautiful as she was, were very jealous of her. A winter evening, while the others sat near the fireplace, she sat shivering near the kitchen fire. One day, it so happened that a prince from a distant land was passing through the town. The princess so charmed the mayor that he had decided to arrange a great ball in honor of the prince, to which all the people of the town were invited. As soon as the mayor made this announcement, there was great excitement among the people, for everyone wanted to see the prince. The young girls especially were eagerly looking forward to the ball, for each hoped deep in her heart that the prince would choose her for his bride. Back in Cinderella's house, her stepsister could not stop talking about the ball. They got their costliest satin and silk gowns out of the wardrobe and wondered what they should wear on the special evening. Finally, the much-awaited day arrived. Cinderella's stepsister spent many hours in front of the mirror, fussing over their dress and hairstyle, while their mother proudly looked on. She was sure that the prince would be captivated by the beauty of at least one of her daughters. As soon as everyone left for the ball, Cinderella burst into tears. "What have I done to suffer like this?" she cried. "Oh God, end my suffering!" Cinderella's fairy godmother happened to hear heart-rending sobs and her anguished prayer. She took pity on the poor girl and appeared before her in all her glory. Cinderella looked at her in amazement. "Your life will change today, Cinderella," said she. "Just listen carefully to what I say." She then touched the large pumpkin that was lying on the table with her magic wand, and instantly it turned into a wonderful carriage drawn by the finest horses, waiting on the porch outside. Then she conjured the finest silk gown and a pair of glass slippers out of thin air. She handed them to Cinderella and said, "Now off you go to the ball. But remember, Cinderella, you must return by the clock strikes 12. Soon, Cinderella was being driven along to the ball in her magical carriage, and when she entered the ballroom, all eyes alighted on her. She was easily the most beautiful woman of the evening, and the prince was so charmed by Cinderella that he came up to her and asked her to dance with him. It was the most wonderful evening of Cinderella's life. Nobody realized how swiftly the hours passed by. As the evening drew to a close, the guests started departing. The sounding of the gong reminded Cinderella that it was 12 and time to go home. "I must leave now," she told the prince and hurried out of the ballroom. He followed her out, but Cinderella was already gone. It was then that he realized in her haste Cinderella had lost one of her slippers that lay on the stairs. Meanwhile, Cinderella reached home. The carriage, horses, and all disappeared, and Cinderella was back in her tattered rags once more. Now, the prince knew that only the glass slipper could help him find Cinderella. So he went from home to home, trying the slippers on the foot of every girl, but it fitted none. Finally, he arrived at Cinderella's house, and when the slipper fitted perfectly on her foot, the prince knew that he had found Cinderella at last. The prince declared his love for Cinderella and humbly requested her to marry him. Seeing how Seeing how much he loved her, Cinderella agreed. So, Cinderella and the prince were married. Before leaving for her new home, Cinderella forgave her cruel stepmother and stepsisters, for she was a kind soul. Then, Cinderella and the prince rode away to their new home, where they lived happily for many, many years. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and learned from the story. See you next time. Bye!